Hello guys, so my name is Emmanuel Sidahome. I'm the guy that went from $300 as a paycheck working in a warehouse to $30,000 a month in my digital marketing agency. So I'm here to share with you the four pillars that help me succeed and go from $300 to $30,000. Okay guys, so for some proof, these are some checks and deposits within my career that have come in to prove that I'm not capping. And these are some projects that I've worked on with different brands, shooting video commercials, building websites, designing brands, building sales funnels, copywriting. Those are the different things that have helped me create offers. Those are the different skills that I have that have helped me create offers to be able to sell and scale my digital marketing agency to $30,000 a month. Okay. So what are those four pillars? So as I go through these four pillars, I'll tell you my story and tell you the things that I was going through that helped me discover and break certain financial barriers and go to the next level in my agency as I grew, right? So one, the first pillar and the most important pillar is value. So I knew that in business, to be successful in business, you have to be valuable. You have to bring something to the table to your clients. You have to sell something. And for somebody to give you money, they have to want the thing that you're selling, right? So value is very important. So when I quit my job, my warehouse job, I had to dig deep in myself and ask myself, what are those skills that I have that I can use to help other people? Right. So some of those skills were things like Facebook ads, Google ads, TikTok ads, things that I've done for myself in the past because I never really shared this, but I used to be a rapper. And as a rapper, I had to try to market my music with ads. So I spent a lot of time learning about Facebook ads, Google ads certifications, TikTok ads, and those skills. I realized that in 2020, 2023 at the time was very important because that was post COVID and businesses were trying to go more digital, right? So I was like, okay, I have those skills and I learned how to build websites since I was a child, right? Plus I have a computer science degree, but trust me, you don't even need a degree to be able to build websites now. You can use AI, you can use different software tools to learn how to do copywriting, but there are things you just need to understand about the fundamentals to make it all make sense for you to be able to do that for somebody else. So with practice and just like building websites over the years, I knew that I could build websites, I could build sales funnels. I've taken some courses on copywriting. So I jumbled all those skills together and it only made sense for me to start a digital marketing agency. So I didn't just come up with the idea that, oh, I wanted to start a digital marketing agency out of because people were starting it. I just counted my skills and those skills made sense as an agency, a digital marketing agency. Like I said, I was a musician. I was also skilled with making music videos. So I turned that into commercials. I started shooting commercials for different brands and things like that. Like you can see here, I started, and that was even later in my journey. At first, my agency started with just building websites. So I said, oh yeah, for you to start a business, you need a website. And that was the initial thing I started with, a web design company. So my company was first off just a web design company helping businesses build websites. And that's how I made my first 7,000 selling 3 websites, right? For 2,000, 2,500 and 2,000. So I made like 6,500 in like 2 weeks, right? So it started off as selling websites. So that was the value, right? And what the second pillar, which is also an important pillar, is leverage. So value is, what does your client need? Like, what do they need? That's how you solve their problems because it's valuable to solve their problems. Then the second pillar is, why should they trust you? So that is where portfolio and leverage came in, right? So once I started that journey, I knew, how are they going to believe that I can make websites, right? First of all, even if you say, oh, I have a computer science degree, that's why I say a degree doesn't really matter because you just saying I have a degree means nothing. People are looking for concrete experience, things that you can tangibly show them, right? So first thing I did was I pulled out all the websites I had designed in the past. Then I started to work on websites like for free, like websites that didn't even have clients for them. I just designed it and kept it in my portfolio so that when somebody wanted to be like, oh, show me a website, I'm ready to pull out a website. And like I said, I transitioned into video commercials. And how I did that, like the crazy part about that part was I didn't even have a camera. I didn't even have any gear to be able to shoot commercials, but I knew I was able to creatively direct commercials, and all I needed was the equipment. So what I did was I went on Instagram and I was scrolling on Instagram and I found one of the best videographers in my city at the time. And I reached out to them and asked them their prices. So that's what leverage is, leveraging other people and other businesses to combine and increase the value of your business, right? Because I didn't have a camera. I didn't have a video portfolio. I couldn't show my clients music videos. So I went to the best videographer and asked him his prices and leveraged his portfolio and my ideas to be able to increase my offer. Right. So you see what I'm saying? So when I created proposals or when I prospected clients, I told them this is what I'd like to do for them. Then I showed them the idea and I showed them what I can do and I showed them the people I'm working with. And it was a no brainer because they're like, it clicks. Like everything just clicks all at once. Right. So that's how you can build that trust, by showing them projects and your ideas visually and showing them how you're going to execute that. People are going to trust you if you have something tangible to show for it. And three, what is the offer, which is the important part, right? Like I said, after you have the tangible thing that you're going to show them and the valuable, right? So I was going to be able to help them get more clients or help them get clients through the internet, right? That was the value that I wanted to bring to the table, that they don't have to walk around looking and searching for clients. We can create a funnel, a video funnel that has a front end, a back end for them to channel leads and, do nurturing and email marketing and different things like that. So I was making them money. I was making them a promise to make them money and also save them time, which is one of the two things you're going to have to focus on in business, especially if you want to work with entrepreneurs. You're going to want to make them money or save them time, right? Or educate people or create a product that solves their problems. Those are the pretty much the four layers of what you can do around business. I'm going to make a whole entire video about that. So subscribe and you see that in the future. All right. So your offer, you have to craft an offer that is based on your value and your leverage, right? What can you do? What do you bring to the table? And how does it solve their problems? Right. So you show your portfolio, you have the value, the problem you're solving for them, then you create an offer around it. Because the mistake is, like, if I was just selling websites, okay, all I can do is I can sell websites. Boom. They're like, okay, I have a website. Then I'm like, I'll start running into people that have websites. I'm like, okay, what else can I do for them? Right. So then that's when I discovered creating offers. Right. You create an offer. I can create a sales funnel. I can run ads. I can do content creation and video creation. I can create VSLs and basically creating a pipeline to your customer. Right. So I'm not just creating the end of the pipeline. I'm creating the whole pipe, right? The whole funnel from the top to the front to the back, right? To the entrance and to the nurturing. So every single part of the funnel I was able to deliver for my clients. So that's how I was able to scale my business from $2,000 offers all the way up to $20,000 offers, $50,000 offers. Now, I just wrote a proposal for a real estate client brokerage. That package was like $78,000 offer. So you understand, when you understand that, like that value proposition, when you can use your offers and scale them into more value for your clients, not just front end, but back end or other different things that could save them money and make them money and save them time. Like once you hack that, you're going to be able to create offers that are even like 100,000, 500,000, different things like that. So if you want to learn more about that, click the link in the description and apply for my coaching program. And I'd love to help you figure that out. And lastly, marketing and sales. So now that you have the offer, now that you have a strong portfolio that you can show to the clients, now that you know the problem that you're solving, and you can come up with different offers or different tiers from 2,000 to 10,000 to 1 million. Now that you have all these things, how do you reach or find the right people to sell to, right? So you need to prospect. You need to come up with who's my ideal clients? How much do they make? What do they do? Where do they stay? What niche are they in? How do I reach them? How do they think? You understand? So those are the things that's the strong and the most important part of the whole process, marketing and sales, being able to sell to people, right? Because Marketing is for you to be able to get them in the door, right? For them to fill out your form or to submit their phone number or to book a meeting with you, right? But to be able to sell them, even, it's also another whole thing, right? Where you're going to have to learn how to talk to them, sell them, figure out their pain points. What do they like? What do they want to accomplish? Because in marketing and sales, it's not about you and what you're selling. It's about them. So the problem I was making initially was I was thinking like, oh, they need this stuff, so it's about me. I'm going to tell them this is what websites can do for you. No, some people will not be like, oh, I have a website, and it didn't do anything for me. So it's like figuring out what is their problems. That's why you have to ask more questions than you talk. Like in a sales meeting, you gotta be able to ask more than you speak, right? You have to figure out, okay, what's this person struggling with? Because you might have a huge value, but your offer needs to be tailored to that specific person. So that, which is why offers and proposals are pretty much the same thing. So I work with proposals, right? I get somebody in the room and I figure out what is their problem, what are they going through, what would they like to have, what would they like to do. That is the best way for you to be able to secure that. And there are different techniques and strategies for you to be able to come up with marketing campaigns and sales strategies to close the deal, which I will talk about later on in my channel. But like I said, with all these 4 pillars, you're going to be able to just figure something that you can start selling today, right? If you can come up with something valuable that you know people need, whether it's in the form of service, product, solution, service or product, right? That solves people's problems. You can create that today and move to the next stage, building portfolio, building a landing page, building something that you can show them that's tangible work. So the way you can do that is by doing freelance, like free work, like pro bono, like just doing things just cause, like going to a business and just trying to work with them on marketing for free so that you can get that testimonial, or going to a coach and asking him to work for him for free to help him build something so that you can get that testimonial. Then you can use it in your business to attract more people. Like, look what I did for him. Look how it turned out. Then they're going to trust you easily. Then you create an offer around that solution that you just saw for somebody else. And you start marketing that by talking to more people, booking more meetings, and having more sales calls and closing more deals. If you understand these 4 pillars, you can start a business today and make anywhere from 20K to 30K in the next 30 days. Like literally, if you come up with a offer that is useful to people in a specific niche. So if all this stuff sounds so exciting, but you're still a little confused and you need more of a hands-on approach for your business, and you need more of a one-on-one conversation with me where we focus on what you're trying to do and come up with a solution for you to guide you into start making anywhere from 5 to 6 figures a month, then click the link in the description of this video, go through my funnel and send out an application, and I'll review it. And hopefully if you qualify, then I'll see you on the other side.